My name is Trey Messi West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me, you are highly welcome. This is the place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I want to talk about a very important topic that a lot of traditionalists are not talking about. This is the situation of the oppression and repression or suppression of women. They are African women. And this is a very serious issue that I believe that if we need to move forward in this topic or this subject of African spirituality or the progression of Africa, we need to really address. If you are from Africa or you practice or study African spirituality, you will find out that women are often only praised in books or in stories. In real life situations, women are usually relegated to the background. And this is a very bad thing. And it is something that is causing a rift, a serious problem in our society. We find situations whereby the women in most African African tribes, they are not regarded as human beings. They are not regarded as equals to men. They are regarded as property, something to be traded and bartered for. Okay? So, most of the time, you find out that the women practically have no rights in African spirituality, or very little rights and privileges. And this is a very serious problem. Okay? And this is what we need to address. We'll be complaining about other religions like Christianity, whereby women are oppressed and subjugated. In fact, in Christianity, women are regarded to be the most evil creature after Satan. In the beginning, according to their story in the Garden of Eden, it was the woman that took apple from the snake and gave to her husband to poison or pollute her husband. So as a result of this, sin came into the world. This is what they preach in Christianity, that all women are condemned because they took an imaginary apple from an imaginary talking snake. And as a result of this, sin came into the world, and so the woman was cursed. From the beginning, she was cursed with painful childbirth. She was cursed with suffering. That is why women must be tortured in life today. This is what they believe in Christianity, and sadly, a lot of intelligent women believe this bullshit story. Even I too used to believe it until I reasoned the whole thing and discovered that all these things are just lies to enslave and marginalize and oppress women. We find this oppression in Christianity. We also find this oppression in Islam. In fact, Islam is the worst. Islam even believes that the skin of a woman, the beauty of a woman, is sinful. That the woman must always cover herself with blankets from morning till night. Only the eyes will be exposed so that she can see, so that she will not fall down. This is how demonic Islam is. That women are sinful creatures. They are only for wanting sexual pleasure. And if you are a good Christian, if you are a good Muslim, when you go to Allah, you are going to get 72 women in heaven. Women that they demonize in the head is not the bad thing in heaven. This is the mentality. And of course, women are usually heavily oppressed in Islam. They don't even want women to go to school, because if women go to school, they cannot control women. Hence, you see in Saudi Arabia, women are usually oppressed. You see in Afghanistan, they have stopped women from going to school. They are every Muslim country, they always aim to oppress women, to subjugate them, to make sure that they don't know anything. They become fools, only sex slaves. That is what they want women to do, to raise children, cook for them, and become nothing more than sexual objects. You see in Nigeria today, we have this thing they call Boko Haram, meaning Western education is dangerous. What they are trying to say is that education of women is dangerous. They don't want it. They don't want their women to go to school. Okay, this is Islam for you. Okay, it's a very bad thing. This is what we are fighting today. Why some other people will want to perpetually oppress their own king The same thing, you come to African spirituality, you will still be seeing the same problem. Women are treated as commodities. We have this issue of polygamy. Polygamy has been institutionalized in many African societies. That is part of their culture and tradition. A man can have many wives, and a woman can just be a property. And it's not only that that is the issue. For me, I look at polygamy as something that is a lifestyle, not that it's not supposed to be a tradition. It's a lifestyle for whoever want to practice it. And if polygamy is allowed, also polyandry should be allowed. In my own experience in life, I have come to realize that people have different capacity when it comes to sex. There are some people that have a higher capacity than other people. There are some men that one woman cannot satisfy them. There are also some women that one man cannot satisfy them. So you should allow everybody to live their life to the best of their abilities. If you are that person that you are very, you have a very high libido, and you know yourself, you know that you cannot get enough of this, and you can marry many women. If you are a woman too that know that you love this thing, this is the way you are, and you want to enjoy your life, you are free to have many men. It is your life. I don't see anything that say if you must be restricted to one man, one woman, because everybody is marrying one man. Everybody is doing a monogamy. You too must do monogamy. If you know that it's against your spirits, against your person, against your own natural state of being. If you do that, you are not going to be happy. So you live your life. You are all here to be happy. Anything that suits your ganja, according to one of my friends, do it. So I don't stand for the reason of one man, one wife thing. It does not apply to everybody. Okay, but that is by the wayside. What we are talking now in African tradition, you will see a situation whereby a man will have 3 children or 5 children, maybe 2 are girls, 2 are boys. Then this man will pass away. Then the tradition will say that the girls have no right to their father's property because they are women, and only the boys have right to the father's property. This is very wrong. Okay, this is very wrong. This is against the law of natural justice, equity, and good conscience. You will see a case whereby there might be a only boy in the family, that all the rest people are girls. Tradition will say that the boy have rights to 90% of the property of the father because it's the fact that he's just a boy. All the women have nothing, and the women must be bowing down to him, listening to anything he says, even if he's saying the wrong thing. This is a very bad tradition, and this thing is causing acrimony and division and fragmentation in our society today. It's causing bitterness, because I've seen many cases whereby they will use the male child will use this tradition of first son to seize all his father's property from the rest children, from the women, after the father have died. Then he was still expecting these women to be helping his children, to be having a good relationship with his children after he have stolen all their heritage by right of tradition. Then we're having many cases today in Africa whereby you will see somebody complain that I am suffering, I have a rich uncle, I have a rich auntie, they are not helping me. Why are they not helping me? They are wicked. You don't know, maybe your father have stolen their property because it's a male child, have stolen their heritage by oppression, by these idiot traditional practices. And then you still expect these people to be helping you when your father have still stolen their portion of their heritage through tradition. It's not going to work. We have these cases a lot in Nigeria, where you're going to see family houses, they don't develop them, they are always dilapidated, exactly the way it is when the man died. They always leave it like that. If you come to places like Warri today, Delta State, you're going to see a lot of old houses, because most of the people practice polygamy, and the tradition here is that the male child has about 90% of the father's property. As a result of this, the other children get almost nothing when the man dies, especially they are women. Women have no right to their own father's property. So after this sharing of property, nobody contributes anything to the advancement or development. There's no more unity in that family. So you will see cases whereby the sisters or the other children, they don't help the children of anybody. When you go to meet your uncle for help, he will tell you he doesn't have money. You go to meet your auntie for help, he says he doesn't have money. Because your parents have, your father or mother have using tradition to steal their own heritage. This is a very serious problem. We have this situation. You see a woman will not have right and privileges in her father's house, even in her husband's house. She is still treated as property of the man. The only aim is for her to raise children for that man, nothing more, nothing less. Most times, if this man dies at a early age, what will happen as the man's brothers and siblings will not chase this woman out of the marriage, irrespective of whether she has children or not. Most times, they will want to take the children and they will chase the woman away into the streets, saying that all these things is our brother's property. You have nothing. This is a very serious situation. Okay, it causes problem, it causes bitterness, it causes acrimony in our society, and we as practitioners of African spirituality, we must find a way to solve this problem because it is destroying our society. This idea whereby the woman will not have right in her father's house, will not also have right in her husband's house, whereby he will raise children, he will die, the husband brothers will come, they will chase her away. Sometimes they will even chase her with the children, they will steal all the property that she's a woman. She have no right. She should go back to her father's house, where she also have no rights too. And we have seen we are practicing African spirituality. This is a big problem. If we really want to move forward, we as new generation African spiritual practitioners or so-called traditionalists, we must change this tradition. We must bring back the equality of the woman in our spiritual systems and our traditional systems. This will solve many problems. Okay, it will solve many problems. If you are saying that the woman have no right, or it's her father's property, the man gave birth to her, you share a portion to her. If she want to give it to her husband or her boyfriend, it is her own business. Okay, if she give it to somebody else, she lost everything. She's the one that will suffer. But do not deny the girl child the right to her own father's property simply because she's a girl. The aim of them normally doing this kind of thing in African tradition is that the boy child will answer the name of the father. Then the girl child will naturally answer the name of the husband's family she's marrying to. So they want to kind of protect the wealth of the father in that family. This is part of the reason, but they are overdoing it and they are abusing it. And it is causing serious acrimony. So I believe that for those traditionalists that are watching this channel, because I know that a lot of spiritual and traditional people watch this channel, you should bring this into the forefront and start thinking of how to do this, because we have many tribes in Africa that is practicing this kind of unbalanced spiritual system, whereby women have no place, no respect, only in speaking that they have respect. So women cannot be oppressed in Christianity, cannot be oppressed in Islam, and then we come to African spirituality, they will still be oppressed here. Okay, if you check ancient African spiritual system, it is not always like this. The woman is always equal. If you check Kemetic system, you will see the Trinity. It's made of the man, woman, and child. Okay, the man cannot give birth alone. He needs the woman. Man and woman needs each other to complement each other and to support each other. So a system whereby one person is now placed in a situation of treating the other person as a chattel or as his ceremonial slave or something like that, this is not a good thing. And I've seen this problem happen many times. When I go out to traditional ceremonies, I see this played out. When I see this in the life of people whereby the husband will die, you will see the brothers coming in using tradition to oppress the women, to steal properties. I've seen this many times. It has also happened to me. This always causes acrimony and bitterness. Okay, so for those people that are watching this channel, I want us to talk about this, especially traditionalists. Most of them don't even want to change this. They don't even, especially the men, they already accept this as the status quo. And it's going to affect a lot of you, and it's already affecting a lot of you, because now many women have discovered this, and they are trying to change things. This is one reason why a lot of Nigerian women always push for court marriage, because they know that court marriage will protect them from this evil tradition, whereby if the husband dies, the family cannot just come to push her away. they're going to take the family to court. They are not there, and they're going to make sure that they get some properties of the man. This is the reason. And another disadvantage of the court marriage is that if there's a divorce, it's usually very, very messy and very difficult to break, and the government becomes the winner at the end of the day. So as traditional people, I believe that some of you or some of us will become elders in the future. Some of us might even become kings and rulers, decision makers. We need to find a way to solve this problem, and we can change this tradition. Of course, woman child needs to be given equal properties with the parents. Okay, if you're going to give, at least you give something substantial to them, not that you see a situation where one person will call himself first son, will be claiming 80%, 90% of father's property, and there are other children, there are 5, 6 children, sometimes there will be like 7 gates, 5 gates, 5 wives are there, different children. One person want to claim 90% lion share, claiming that is the first son, even claim the father's wife on top. This is a very bad thing. Okay, this is why a lot of men do not last in Africa. A lot of people die early. When you have done this kind of evil and wickedness to fellow people, and you still want them to be happy with you, you still want them to be friendly with you, to be smiley with you, you think you're going to have peace, they will find a way to kill you. Okay, then you say you have enemies. All these kind of things, it happens. So you need to protect yourself, and you can only protect yourself with truth and justice and fairness. So I believe it's time that we try to find a way to bring fairness, equity between the girl child and the male child in our traditional practices. We can change this tradition, and we have changed them before. There was a time in my tradition when the husband died, the woman is forced to shave her hair, to skin, to bololo. But we changed that tradition. That is a punishment, or the woman is abhorrent. We stopped it. There was a time the woman was forced to wear black for a whole year because her husband died. They has also stopped that tradition too. There was a time that people have to, when you have child in Africa, they have to cut different tribal marks in their faces to signify the tribe they come from. We have also stopped that tradition too. This oppression of women, we can also stop it too. Okay, it's not a big deal. There are cases, many cases I see on the newspaper whereby elders will come, they will reduce bride price if they have a tradition that is that charges expensive bride price for marriage. They reduce it so that men can get married. They do it all the time. Okay, we too, we can also change this tradition because it's causing problem. It's not good that the women child will not have right in their father's house. They will not also have right in their husband's house. What can we say? We're practicing a balance. It is not balance. It is not mahat. It is not in harmony with nature, with even divinity, with our own self. Let's say the truth. It's an oppression of women, and women cannot just be oppressed everywhere they go. Okay, this is what we copied from the Greco-Roman behavior of how they oppress their women, how they have no respect for their women. We copied this stuff from Christianity. We copied it from other people, from Islam. It was not like that in Africa. Okay, although we have polygamy, we have mistresses for people that can cater. And when this kind of situations where we have this is to strengthen the family. We see children have liabilities in the time past, and people practice this kind of lifestyle to also bring strength in the community. Okay, it's not something that to oppress women or to oppress your fellow siblings. But now it has changed into pure oppression. What has happened now? It has changed into pure oppression of feminine women, okay, of women, and it needs to stop. And funny enough, no traditionalist is talking about it because they like this kind of oppression, especially men. It favors them. But me, I don't. This is part of the reason I don't call myself a traditionalist. I am not a traditionalist because I don't support all these things. It does not make sense for me. Okay. So if we really want to practice African spirituality, we want to be sincere to ourselves, we must treat this topic seriously, okay, so that we can have peace in the future. Not that you say you have a brother and a sister, then you'll be living, then if your parents will die, the father will die, then they will say tradition, first son demands that he has everything, the women gets nothing. And so if they cannot get anything from their father, where are they going to get it from? Who else will give them? You want them to marry into slavery? It's good that when the woman marries, actually she should have some money, she should carry something into that marriage. It's not good to just marry somebody off without nothing. It's good for the woman when a woman carries wealth into a marriage. She goes there with respect, honor, and dignity. You know that somebody is coming in, a queen is coming into this family. She brings things. That's why you see women, they always escort them with gifts. They don't come empty-handed. They're supposed to bring favor, good luck. But when you steal all our heritage, you steal it. Say that she's a woman child, she should go empty-handed. You are not like you are selling her very cheaply to whoever wants to marry her. She will not go there empty-handed and start begging or starting from scratch. People there will not even respect her because she came with nothing. The next thing, anything happened to that man, they will also want to push her away that you came here with nothing before. So you're not getting anything from here. So this is something we need to look into as a spiritualist. Okay, it's a big problem. If you come to my place now, you will see many houses, many family houses. Nobody takes care of them because since the owner of the house, the father dies, the first son have stolen all the other people's portion that claims it as his right, lion chair, tortoise, my name is all of you. Now nobody wants to contribute, the house will be falling, nobody wants to pay for renovation, everybody's in a papa house, now you get them, okay? Who will not support? I will show you so many houses like this that are rotting in Nigeria because of this kind of practice in the village. This is because of the cheating culture. When you cheat your brothers and sisters, after the burial, nobody wants to contribute anything to the upliftment of the family. Nobody even wants to help any other person's children. It has happened. It happens in almost every family I know. Even in my family, it's happened. Okay? So this kind of culture of imbalance, oppressing women, it's not good. I have a friend, a traditionalist, one of my very close friends. He always supports this tradition. Any little thing, if there's a woman in it, he always wants to use it to run down women, that women cannot speak, women cannot do this, cannot support Kula, cannot. My happiness is that he gave birth to a girl child. He gave birth to a girl child. So, okay, the same thing you have been doing to other women, then we still do it to your daughter. And here we know how you feel. So we need to think about all these things. A lot of traditionalists, they don't want to talk about this topic. The men, they just accept it like this. And for me, it does not make sense. This is what will lead to only division and fragmentation of African people. So if any culture, anybody have wisdom, they need to change it. Okay, we need to really change this. We need to make a difference. We can change it. And charity begins at home. So you can start from your own family. Okay, you don't need to call it for. You can start from your family. Me, I've already seen this. I will not be in a place whereby they'll be oppressing people. Quite naturally, I will step in and say my piece if I cannot even do anything. So we need to do this kind of things to change this culture so that it will bring balance, unity, peace, love into our family circles. Okay, we should find a way for our place for our women. We should elevate them. We should give them what is due to them. Okay, man cannot live this life alone. Man cannot have children. We need balance. We need peace. We need harmony. So this oppression of women in African spirituality, it needs to stop. Okay, we need to stop it. We cannot go any two ways about it. We must move forward. Okay, we must change traditions that are poisonous to us, that are poisonous to our sensibilities, that are poisonous to the destruction and dissolution to our culture and unity. Okay, as far as we have this kind of traditions, we cannot move forward. Okay, everybody will always be having bitterness against each other. Okay, what is fair to people should be given to them. So this is the way I see this topic. I hope that I have said enough, and I hope that one or two people will also understand, get ideas from it. So African spirituality, it needs help. Okay, we cannot be oppressing women like Islam and Christianity. We cannot. Women cannot. We need to be a safe space for them, and this will also encourage many women to want to come into African spirituality. They cannot be running for oppression in Islam and Christianity. They will come here is the same thing that is waiting for them. Where do you want them to go? So we need to change these things. We need to change this attitude. And if you are a woman too, you find yourself in this situation, we advise you not to support any tradition or any spiritual system that is oppressing you. The spiritual system that are condemn you, that you are the sinner of the world, that you are the one that brought sin into this world, or condemn you to be wearing blankets to take your freedom, or want to subjugate you. Any spiritual system that is poisoning your mind or your spirit is not worth practicing. We need to change it. And we need to teach our children the right thing. The next generation, we must teach them that this is wrong, and they need to correct it so that we can move forward. Okay, so this is what I have to say today, and questions and comments are welcome as usual. Please like and share this video. I know traditionalists will not be happy, but I have said it, and you can also say your own too. Okay, so everybody have the right to their own opinion. So thank you very much for watching. For people that have been supporting the channel, I am very grateful. And my book is still here, of course. Say I will show you the book. For those people that have not grabbed their copy, you need to grab your copy. This is the two hottest book in town. Okay, if you are a practitioner of African spirituality, you need to have this book. It contains over 200 spells that you will do, and that can empower you. You're going to learn this. I have put everything here. 200, over 200 of them is here. Okay, you need to grab this copy. It's just only 100 USD. If I want to sell this book, say $1 a spell, it will be over $200. And this is a lifetime book. You will know so many things. You can start your own shrine with this book. With just this book, you can start your practice and your understanding. This book will give you a lot of power in your hands. Okay, so please get your copy now. Get your copy, I have to tell you. Then this other one, for this our modern people, you want to know about quantum physics, science. What is quantum physics? It is simply the study of the invisible particles of nature. It is the study of the spirit world. Why people call it like that? They study the spirit world in your face. They study dark matter in your face. But they tell you that African spirituality is evil. Okay, then they are looking outside. We are looking inside, because the universe is inside us. So this will teach you how to tap into that divine consciousness that you have. Scientifically, it has a lot of powerful evidence. The book is here waiting for you. Both of them is $150, postage $50 to any part of the world. So grab your copy now. Then if you want to learn African spirituality, I teach it. My website is River of Knowledge. This is the reason why I am here. I am here to simplify and revolutionize African spirituality, and to make it clear and understandable so that everybody can know what is going on. It belongs to all of us, and we have a spiritual responsibility towards this planet to know what is going on, to understand. As I have said many times, nobody have seen God, but we have seen nature. The more you know about nature is the more you know about God. So you need to evolve, you need to expand your knowledge, you need to understand so that you can live in harmony, so that you can move forward. Okay, now wait till you not know, now your mates stay past you. The thing we don't know, the knowledge that white people are using is that we don't know the things that we are supposed to know. They hid it from us, and they are using it to manipulate us. Now you have the power to know it now. Okay, you can know the same thing they know, so that you can be like them and you can be better than them. So I have bring this knowledge now, and I always dissect the knowledge on this channel. So know your way, not because. So grab your copy now and register for my program. I teach African spirituality. I do a lot of things as well. If you want to do your spell work, your exorcist, your love spell, your packs, your tarot, oracle tarot reading, consultations, I do all those things. So of course I charge you. I don't do it for free, because I need to live. Okay, so please contact me, patronize me, support my research, so that African spirituality can grow, so that we can move forward. We need help. African spirituality needs investment. It needs money. It needs your support. We need to grow. We need to unify. We need to expand. And we need to understand and understand. So we need to change these our dangerous and poisonous traditions too. All this is what will help us move forward as a people and help us retain our dignity and pride upon this planet. So I hope that you understand all these things. Apart from that, I thank you very much, and I wish you a wonderful day. And I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.